If you want to improve your short game, then you need this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Our short game is the most important part of the game. I think sometimes we don't realize that. And a lot of times we don't have a place to practice it, kind of hone those skills. But that ends today because I just discovered this, and it's something that you can use to improve your short game at home, in your yard, in your garage, even in a spare bedroom. Let's set it up and check it out. All right, so now we're gonna find out how tough this thing is to set up. And remember, you have a moron right here. Okay. So we get this small net, then we get this little clip-on target right there. That's interesting. I won't be able to hit that. And then we get, looks like, ooh, kind of another net, which looks like it's good for some really precision scoring. Kind of a net to capture this outer side, and then like this smaller target in there. And then we get the poles right here. And looks like these are generally kind of idiot-proof, kind of like tent poles. They extend out like this and like this, and they just kind of go into their home because they're not too good for their home. In fact, I feel like almost I can kind of just shake this and get things to fall in there. So that's pretty nice. You definitely do not have to be mechanically inclined to set this up. All right, there we go. So this is now looking like we're getting somewhere. All right, let's get the rest put together. Okay, so far it kind of looks like a camping chair, and I think this is going to actually be a lot simpler than I suspected to put this together here. So I have the bigger net. I'm going to put this on, and what you might be able to see here is that we have these little sleeves there. So I think that is just going to go over the posts, and I think kind of this tall, it kind of stands a little bit more portrait than landscape. So you just want to put the pole in the little sleeves right there. Pretty tight fit when it's brand new, but I think I can do it. And because this is a pretty tight fit, my little hack here is when I'm putting the bottoms on, I actually pulled the post out of the frame here, put it into the sleeve, and now I'm kind of pulling this back into the bracket there. So that's a little hack. All right, now what I want to show you is that you have these little buckles up in the corner here. So what you can do here is you can take your choice of target or the little bag net here and then clip them into the net with these little buckles. I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to start here. Just clip it in like this, clip it in like this. I'll tell you what, because this thing isn't that big, it's actually not going to be that hard to store even when I'm done with it and if I don't want to take it apart, which is really awesome. Okay, there we go. So now I've got the net set up. I've got this big catch-all behind here. I've got this smaller one, and then the smallest one right here, the bullseye, which is really the only one that I would need. And so now I can grab some golf balls and start hitting into it and improve my short game. So a couple things that I have realized about this is that it's actually a really great training aid for not only distance, but also height and flight of the ball, because you obviously have to loft it in there. So one of the things that's really fun about this is just trying to get it in there, and it's not that big of a target. It's very easy to miss. Even the best short game players can miss this guy. But it would be a lot of fun for backyard parties and whatnot. But as a training aid, it's also great because out of really tall grass, probably do need to cut my grass here, it's actually pretty hard to get a predictable shot out of long rough like this. But it was a lot of fun. Now, one thing I would say is that even though I have been primarily using this with real golf balls, you could certainly probably play with some wiffle balls, play some longer irons, use this as a target for longer shots. So I can definitely see that. And even though the weather is pretty nice right now, it's going to turn pretty soon, I could definitely see you using this indoors. Maybe you have a basement, maybe you have a garage. Obviously, you don't want the real golf balls to bounce around and go through the window of your car or anything like that. But it's certainly something that, you know, for the bump and run, the short pitch shots or something like that, you could play inside. And if you're playing with a foam ball, wiffle ball, or practice balls, you could be much safer and still use this all year round. So I think it's actually a great tool for improving your short game, but it's also a ton of fun. So if you want to pick up the Craftsman Golf Chipping Practice Net, I will put a link to this guy in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than